I'm Mike from MeasureWorks, and I would like to present another short video on the topic of performance. If you've seen the other videos, you probably know that performance is important to us. So much so that our motto is get fast, stay fast. And if you're watching these videos, performance is probably also important to you. And you probably also haven't forgotten who else performance is important to of web applications, and that's our good friends at Google, who use these very heavily in the ordering and rankings of search engine results. So this suddenly becomes too important to a lot of people in the business. In my last video, I spoke over Web Core Vitals, which is an initiative from Google to present 3 standard KPIs that both companies and developers can get their heads around to improve their rankings in search engines. Either you suspect that your site needs work, or you already know from these tests that you do have to do some improvement on your website, and you need to know where to start. For that, we have another open source tool that we recommend, and that is called Webpage Test, which is cleverly enough found at the URL webpagetest.org. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Webpagetest.org has some basic features. Here I've got our core website. Under test location, you can select both different geographic locations, and based on what browsers are supported on that particular node, you can also select your browser. We're going to take Chrome. We're going to use an about average Dutch broadband speed connection, 17 megabits download, 5 upload, with a latency of about 28 milliseconds. Here I've set it to repeat the test just one time because these are real browsers being fired off on the public nodes, and if you set it to 5 or 10 times, you'll be waiting a long time for results. I will go ahead and start this test, but just like every good cooking show, first of all, you don't want to sit here and watch me fill in a CAPTCHA. And second of all, I've already got results where I ran 5 tests over a page at IKEA. And here at the top, we see the best of the 5 runs summarized, including the webpagetest.org take on Web Vitals. They don't actually have the delay to first input. They use total blocking time because Webpage Test is not able to actually interact with the page, but it gives you an idea. What I really wanted to let you see were the web page waterfall for the rendering of that page that's available on this page, and also if you've got something that's not a green, which is as good as it gets, you can click through and see what is specifically the problem that Webpage Test is encountering, and free advice on how to improve the performance for that page. Now, I've done another page that I'll admit I browsed through the site of Zalando for a while till I found a page that would give me a few red results, and here it is. 5 tests run. The fastest run was test 3, and we see that we have scored an F on compressed images. If I click on that F, it shows me some of the largest images where we could have saved a lot of data transfer time if these images had been compressed. Another nice feature of Webpage Test is that you can not only examine your own site, but you can also compare it side by side with, say, one of your competitors. Now, you can do this with the visual comparison tab, but this forces you to do tests out of West Virginia. We're in the Netherlands, not in the US. Forces you to do it with more of an American standard of broadband speed. We're not interested in that. So the other thing you can do, once you've run a few tests on your site and your competitor's site, is you can go into your test history. And here is my test for Zalando and my test for IKEA, and I can just click compare. I say compare, and Webpage Test will show me side-by-side film strips with the load to completion for each of these pages. And as you can see, IKEA did score quite a bit better on that front as well. Now, there are volumes and volumes of information out there on web page tests, all kinds of fancy tricks you can do with it that will never fit into this video. If you've got questions, my suggestion is to start first on the home page of web page test, and if you need additional help, you can always reach out to us. We'd be glad to help. Thanks for watching.